Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded by the
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the greatest motherfucker on YouTube. Nostalgia. Long hits. Are you blinded by the light? We're back with another one. We're back. Blinded by the light.
wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded by the light.
We're back with another one. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And today we're going to have an interesting discussion on everything kind of going on in the world right now. The state of the silver squeeze and what's kind of going on right now. It really seems like America's just playing games at this point. And I want to get a little bit deeper into this. So silver had came back to 76. Now it's back down to 71. There's more to the story than that. I mean, they margin called people, so they got the price to drop. And it's sad that America has doubted to the games of doing margin calls on people. I don't even feel like that should be legal to just margin call people so you can crash prices. I mean, they've done 5 margin calls in the past month. I mean, like, it's like literally the Federal Reserve and the banks are such crooks that they have a playbook for being crooks. Like, there's a written rule book for crooks. Like, it's fucking mind-boggling to me that there's like a fucking giant playbook here of like, well, Section C says the Federal Reserve can close for the weekend and do a giant margin call on everyone that's loosely invested and make them sell all their positions so they can crash the price. I mean, if you can't see that there's manipulation at this point on the silver prices, there is no hope for you, my friends. I mean, if you cannot see that silver is truly the bank's Achilles heel, and I mean, if enough people buy it, the banks are absolutely fucked because they can't cover it. And it's funny because JP Morgan, they now switched and bought 750 million ounces. The same bank that was shorting it is now going to profit from it, which is bullshit. Because they're going to profit the most from this, more than any of us. And they're the fucking crooks. They're the ones that have got caught manipulating the prices. And that's the thing, is now the gig's up. And it's fucked up because you don't hear much on the media about this. How any politician can say that they're doing great for the economy is mind-boggling to me at this point, because it's like, well, how about you address that silver's 70 to 1, okay? Like, get silver back down to $1 an ounce where it was, and then I will say, wow, there's no problem here. Everything's honest. Everything's on the up and up. But 70 to 1 is showing that it's broken. And I don't even know how this isn't a massive news story. And it wasn't a massive news story when it was 20 to 1. Because that's still broken. Like, that's showing that your money is broken. That it now takes $20 to buy a $1 ounce of silver. It's fucked up. It truly is fucked up. If they were ever able to get away with printing Federal Reserve notes on worthless fucking paper that they don't have to back up, but they can use this as currency. Like, there's no promise for gold or silver here. It's just whatever the market price is what this will get you for the meantime. And why should it stop at 70 to 1? I mean, they just injected. And I want to do the timeline here so everyone sees the manipulation for themselves that I'm not fucking crazy here. So America had we're going to try to do this step by step. So the COMEX had a shutdown on Black Friday because they had some air conditioning unit mess up or something. Pathetic excuse. We know that's a lie. It's just an excuse to buy more time. They margin call right before the weekend markets because they know the graphs closed on the weekends, so you can try to shake people out. They did this at $64 an ounce, dropped it to $62, and then left people on dark for the weekend to wonder what the hell's going to happen. Then the price went back up to $80. Soared past the $62. They did the same thing. Gave you a strange 10% gain out of nowhere, and then took it all back to make it look like it crashed that 10%. And that's their last attempt at shaking you out. And it's like, it blows my mind when things are this important in the silver community in the world that it's like they just close for the weekends. They just, shouldn't there be a real backup system for this? This is kind of a major fucking issue. And it's funny to me because it's like, I don't think America's taking this seriously at all, that it's like, you are being drained, my friends, of all your silver. Maybe it's just the American people aren't taking it seriously enough, but the banks have to know what's going on. But it's like, they're being drained of all of their silver. And if it's $100 an ounce in China, they're just going to keep buying until all the silver's gone. And then America's going to be scrambling to buy silver at whatever price China wants to charge. And I'm like, am I the only guy sitting here holding my balls in a bag of silver wondering what the fuck's going on? Are we the only ones that even care? I mean, does America even care? Does the president care? It's mind-boggling. Instead he'll say oh, the economy is doing great. We're bringing back America, and it's like, really? Because it doesn't look like it. Make the dollar worth more money that people have to work for, you asshole. And it's funny because that guy wants to make the country homelessness be illegal in the same country that you're crashing the value of the dollar. And then making people work for it. A worthless fucking dollar. And I've done this analogy in my videos before, that if you're making $13 an hour working somewhere, you're sure as fuck not going to get a home because it's like making a quarter in 1964. That should piss anyone off because your wages should be $100 an hour at this point if you're working to just keep up with this bullshit system. And it's funny because you want to make homelessness illegal. Fine, if you were going to do that 20 years ago when the economy was actually good, okay, yeah, you're bitching about the bums not working, fine. But now, when you can work and still be homeless because the money's basically worthless, that's pretty bullshit, man. I'd like to see Trump start out at zero with no help, no $1 million, and try to claw his way out working and see how many houses he gets in 2025, 2026. I would say zero. Or next to none. So it's a whole fucked up system of I literally hate these people. They're so evil. They're so wicked. And they just manipulate, man. And this is where we're at today, is they're manipulating the price down to $71. And it already had started to come back, and they manipulated it back down again. And now there's just this giant arbitrage gap of $75 and $100 in China. And I had even seen someone in Germany say they couldn't find silver for 200 an ounce, which I don't know how real that is. So take that with a grain of salt. But it definitely kind of shows the direction we're heading. Of these other countries are just going to drain America for all of its silver while it's cheap. And then the prices will adjust. And, I think we're going to see a nice snap up to $90, $100 and maybe beyond. Beyond a lot. And the paper chart is telling a completely different story. But even if you're not a big fan of silver, even if you're not into it, you can tell there's clear manipulation. Like, that's my point, is there is definitely manipulation. And how long have they been manipulating it? Like, these are the questions you have to ask yourself. How long have they manipulated silver to be so cheap? Well, ever since an ounce of silver stopped costing $1, the prices have been manipulated. That's when America got to continuously print money for eternity. And like I said, the Federal Reserve just bailed them out. The criminals, by the way, they won't bail you out. They won't help people. They won't give people a fucking home. God forbid that. God forbid help anyone. Help any of the working people in the world. But we'll bail out corrupt-ass banks that lost their ass on silver investing and shorting silver. But we won't help the American people. Like, that should say numbers for how fucked this system is. It should say numbers for how fucked the Federal Reserve is. You won't help your own fucking people. Your own working people of your country that are struggling, that are homeless. Your veterans that are struggling and homeless. You won't help any of them. But you'll bail out these greedy cocksuckers that lost their ass on silver so you can keep the scam going. Silver is the bank's Achilles heel. And when enough people and countries and organizations buy it up, everyone comes for it. And the COMEX is not built to handle everyone coming for physical delivery. And I think this squeeze is about to get a hell of a lot worse. And I could be wrong, but your risk to reward ratio right now is disgusting. Of like, you may go back down to $50, but you may skyrocket to thousands because it's so fucking needed, and we're in a completely different environment than we were last year. And we all know that they're playing games with the paper prices, and it blows my mind. It's like the news completely ignores it. Like $70 an ounce silver is not a massive deal. I mean, $40 an ounce silver is a massive deal because it shows a 40-1 disconnect between money and real money. Like, you should be able to go to any bank and buy an ounce of silver for $1. Like, that's how it should be. And it's not like that anymore. And the thing is, what's stopping it? Once the banks are out of the way, what is stopping silver from going to $200? What's stopping it from going to $500? What's stopping it from going to $10,000 an ounce? Like, the industry demand's there. The China exports are there. The solar panel needs there. The medical needs are there. Everyone still needs it. What's stopping it? And, when you look online, you try to buy anything, you're at $84 is like the cheapest silver I really find online an ounce. And the banks still say it's $75. Same with gold, too. I mean, even gold, they tried to crash it down to $4,300. But when you go to buy gold, man, online, you're looking at like $4,600 plus the $300 premium. Like, you're at almost $5,000. If you want to get in the market online, if you're not buying from a coin shop. That it seems like they're just massively manipulating it. And, one of my friends, They bought gold in the year 2000 and have just held it until now. And this is why I say to maybe do this with silver. Good investors do this, where you just buy something that you believe in if you feel like the price is reasonable, and you just hold for like 5 or 10 years. That, like, if you know something like silver, where the ratios are collapsing and getting worse every year, why not buy 300 or 400 ounces of silver and just put it away and see what happens 3 years down the road, a year or two down the road, 5 years down the road? This is what good investors have usually do. Sometimes they get lucky, sometimes they don't. But when the opportunity presents itself that it's too ridiculous that you have to sell, and that's when you sell. And my one friend that has done this, he bought hundreds of ounces of gold at $275 an ounce, and they're now $4,400, and it panned out for him. And I think silver is eventually going to go down that same path of when the bank suppression stops and everyone that thinks they own silver realizes that they don't, and they're all scrambling to buy it, we could see prices really skyrocket just like what has happened with gold. In my opinion, silver is a more important metal than gold, by far. I mean, we hardly use gold in anything. Silver is the most used out of all of them. And there's a shortage. There's no denying that there's a shortage. The mines are pathetic. That's kind of where we're at. A lot of people say to invest in the mining stocks, which is not a terrible idea. A lot of them are underpriced, but you're just taking more of a gamble, man, where I think you're just better off holding the physical silver. Don't leverage yourself and just hold and wait. Because if it went from 20 to 1 to 40 to 1 to 70 to 1, what's stopping it? It's really just how much they can manipulate the price. And if you don't think there's manipulation going on here, you're out of your fucking mind. I mean, how that's not even a news story in itself, that there are entities manipulating metal prices, is mind-boggling to me, especially in a time like this where this is unprecedented of what's been happening. I mean, we blew past $50 an ounce. We're now at, all-time highs, near all-time highs. It seems like the most common sense thing to do, and at the same time, it feels like a pump and dump, like China's just trying to pump and dump us. But like, I don't know. I feel like they're like, hey, I mean, you guys hate this fucking shady ass America too. They've been fucking us over too. Like, why are we letting America just fuck us all over? They're stealing your guys' wages. They're giving us paper cash for our goods. Fuck them. We don't want the shitty dollar. And maybe they are trying to help the American people. Of like, you know what? I mean, your country's fucking shady. Buy silver. Don't trust them. They can just devalue your money away. And that's just where we're at, man. Of like, I don't think silver price is going to go down anytime soon. Even when they tried to crash, when they started recovering. And it's really going to take more money. And it's crazy, with $17 billion printed by the Federal Reserve, couldn't even crash the price that much. And it goes to show it's running away. It's slipping away from them. It's too big to hide. They borrowed silver at 31%, by the way, to try to look like they have more silver than they do. That's desperate, if you ask me. That's extremely desperate when you have to borrow silver at 31% a year just to flex it. Like, that is beyond pathetic to me. Because it used to be like 2% to borrow some silver if you needed to. Like, it's crazy how desperate they are to hold the illusion that they have control when they're losing control. And that's the thing. I don't know why America doesn't give a fuck about it. Some of us do. A lot of us do. But like most mainstream, it isn't even happening. And it's like, eventually China's going to drain all the silver out of us. And they have it all. and we're left with no silver. And it seems like they don't care. Like they want it to happen. I don't know. But America's going to be stuck buying silver back at $500 an ounce, $200 an ounce, $300 an ounce. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, call me crazy, call me a conspiracy theorist, call me whatever you want. But two things that we all have to agree on: they manipulate prices. We all know that. They have manipulated them downward for decades. And compared to inflation, silver should already be $300-$400 an ounce. So we can at least agree on that. That if you don't agree with what I'm saying, we can at least agree that they are corrupt as fuck. They manipulate the silver prices to keep the paper dollar scam going so they can just keep printing more and more and more money. And now it's finally caving in. I think we can agree on that. I mean, or we can agree that it's going to cave in at some point. Maybe it may not happen this time. Maybe it happens later down the road. I don't know. I feel this time, because we're 38 fucking trillion in debt, but we can at least agree they manipulate the prices without a doubt. And I think we can probably both agree that they are losing the war. I don't know. Like, I know we can at least agree that they definitely manipulate the prices. Everything else that you hear on this channel, hey, take it with a grain of salt. That's fine. But the one thing we can agree on: they manipulate prices and they make excuses for when they're losing. And they even put a tax on buying silver, a 10% tax in certain states. It's the Federal Reserve being pissed that they're losing. They're mad because the gig's finally up. The American people realize the paper dollar is a scam. It's worthless. It's worth nothing. And silver and gold are the king. And it's what you want to be holding on to, especially silver, though. I can't stress that enough. I mean, gold's one thing, but silver is just, it's the canary in the coal mine, in my opinion, of like, you may take that risk of it going back down, but man, the upside potential is just, it's there. It's definitely there, in my opinion. But like I said, we can definitely agree it's been being held back. How hard has it been held back, though? Like, should silver really be 1,000 an ounce? Should it really be 3,000 an ounce? Should it be 10,000? I mean, I've seen predictions like this all over the place. And in my opinion, yeah. Like, silver is a small market, honestly. And when you suppress it for decades, it can come back like a dragon. And with tons of vengeance. And every paper fiat system has never lasted forever, folks. The scam eventually collapses, because that's all it is. Paper money is a Ponzi scheme, and America had the greatest Ponzi scheme going for the longest time. And I think we're coming to the end of it. And like I said, we're pretty much just playing childish games right now of like, well, let's let the price raise and then just super dump it real quick. Margin call everyone. Like 5 margin calls? Why do you need margin calls? You know? Well, why does it need to be 5 margin calls in the past month? Oh, because the price has been going up and you don't want it to? Like, it's just such a scam. And they want us to all work for this fucking money. They want us to all work for this paper fucking garbage. I mean, get fucking real. Get fucking real. And that's why I support every citizen buying silver, because end this slave system. It's enslaved humanity long enough, and damn it, this is your only chance to fight back and grab a damn sword. And buy fucking silver against the bastards and hold it. Because we can end them. We can end them enslaving our grandchildren and our children. We can end this shit. And that's our only chance, because we can't stand up as people and be like, well, we want to fucking riot, you know. We have to literally come at them at their Achilles heel, buying all their silver. So they basically get a fucking bank run, and then all their shit collapses. And maybe that'll teach them a lesson for not treating the American working class the way they should have. Anyway, either way, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for sticking around for the rant. We're out.